Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will be making a what's wrong with the game for beta, and I'm gonna submit it to their Discord as well as put it on my YouTube right now so people understand what is actually wrong with the beta, and hopefully Pearl actually watches and they understand the things that I'm saying so that it's not all going on deaf ears. I know that complaints can be hard, but I'm doing it to try and be constructive because I actually really thoroughly, deeply enjoy this game and I want to see it succeed, and I think it's going to be super, super fun. So, without further ado, we're going to jump into it. So, the skills. That's my first thing. I don't mind having this here. I really don't. So long as you can only, and I repeat this very strongly, only upgrade these maybe a maximum of 2 times. You upgrade them any more than that, it's gonna create this sort of skill gap for people who necessarily aren't going to be as good as newcomers or as good as beginner players, but because they play so much, they're gonna have like 40%, not 40, let's see, 3, they can probably have around like 20% extra on this skill simply because they just play the game. And somebody coming in only has base damage on it. Like 6%, that's like, maybe an extra 100 damage on that skill. 20%, you're looking at an extra 400, and on your spinning slash, that's going to be close to, I think it was 4-9. It's going to be close to like 12 to 1500 with just one hit. So keeping it at 1 to 2 is perfectly manageable for all the characters. It'll help keep it somewhat balanced, and then it'll allow people to actually put skill points into other characters that they don't play as much once their main characters match, so that maybe they get outside of their comfort zone every once in a while. Rank, very cool system, very interesting. I'm playing on EU right now, so it's whatever. The storage. Now, I don't understand the full purpose of the storage. I know it's to bring in items, and I feel like that is very good, but I also at the same time feel that you should not, and I repeat, should not be able to extract anything that's yellow or orange. Now let me elaborate. I say that because whenever you get a kill, you get 20 on your stack. So, yes, that encourages people to fight and fight and fight and fight and get kills and die and repeat and respawn during the grace period in hopes that they get their item stacked. But then, if they're unsuccessful, they're going to run around with subpar armor. They're going to lose their item out of their stash, and like it's just going to be like somewhat disheartening if they manage to extract something that's gold or orange or yellow, and then they go in and it does nothing. But whenever you keep it at a blue level, like even the top tier blue, what that will do is that will allow people to actually have a chance to get that stack somewhat early and get a little bit of an advantage compared to this that has like 200 or 220 or something to kill and stack and get it ready. That's a little bit excessive, but I understand where you're coming from with that balanced choice. Next, we're going to speak about the armor. I have tried so hard to make a list of all the armor in every single piece going from gray to orange. I stopped making that list. I have stopped making that list. It got too convoluted, too much stuff, and it just didn't make sense to me anymore, and I was losing my mind. The main reason I was losing my mind is because each one of these pieces, yes, they're bigger or smaller or whatever, but like what I'm trying to get at, hold on, do I have any? Let's see, helmet. Okay, right here. Perfect example. Dragon Slayer, 110. Gem Tree Spirit, 120. Shadow Lord's Armor, 140. There is way, way, way too much of the different items. That makes sense. I love the way that you guys have implemented the stack mechanic to upgrade the gear. I hope that you really keep that. But I think there should be one item max per, what is it? Per like skill level or per tier. So you keep gray at say the Calpheon level and then you go into green. The green can be Grunil all the way through until you get to blue. The blue can all be Laverto, and then you get to gold. I would say either go with Dragon Tree, Dragon Slayer, because that sounds way cooler for a RP perspective, but that's just me. But and then like Shadow Lord's armor, those are fine. Like I haven't managed to upgrade that at all or get anywhere. So Shadow Lord's armor, cool, great idea, love it. I do love how you guys changed the weapons. That is a huge, huge undertaking to be able to upgrade those weapons. And like whenever you equip a new weapon, it has a different aesthetic to it. I like that. That is amazing. And if people are smart, they learn their characters and they learn the game, they'll be like, oh, that guy has the Dragon Slayer weapon. I only have the Laverto. It's going to be a tough fight, but I might have higher defense so I can go in. So I love that aspect. I think it's amazing. And in the beta, we can't access the shop. Now, I do hope and I pray that this isn't going to be like a... one second, I'll get to it. I do hope that this isn't going to be like a cash advantage, kind of. People say that you don't get much of an advantage from buying outfits in BDO, but it still has that percentage gain. You stack that percentage gain with this, it's going to make it very money friendly of a game to invest money in, to get that extra 10% or 15% and min-max your game so that you can be advantageous and you can get that W and you can do everything and you can get that feeling of satisfaction. But it's also gonna turn off so many people because they aren't gonna invest into the shop. And because like they either don't have the money or they just don't like the way that the outfits look. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do it, please, please, please make it only aesthetic and make it like a skin to go over everything. But I would say definitely keep the weapon change so that people are able to see that and it can actually add some sort of variance, because the armor doesn't change too much, if any at all. I've mainly only noticed the weapon so far. So now we're gonna go into the games. Oh, since we're on this screen, solo, great. Teams. Let's talk about teams. I love the concept of team play. I do. My next thing that I would have to like complain about really is the teams are unfair. You have people who can go in there with trios, then you have people who can go in there with duos who are getting beat by the trios because they have one extra person in there on their team and then they win. If you're gonna have teams, please have duos queue by themselves and trios queue by themselves. See how that does first, and then if that does not work, go into teams and just combine them. That would be such an amazing factor, and it would be such an amazing gameplay and much better gaming experience. Because 2 people is a lot easier to find than 3. 3 is usually just a bunch of people who, or some people who like have like a big Discord and they're like, hey, let's go in here and wreck some people and get some W's, then we can go do something else. But if you keep it duos and trios, it balances the gameplay. Also, whenever you're doing teams, increase the amount of players accordingly. So like for duos, if you want to keep the 1:40 ratio, 1:40-ish ratio of solos, you need to have it minimum 60, maximum 80, so that the duos thing is also there. Also introduced group finding, because that's how I found one of my good friends recently, is it was through group finding in team play. It wasn't by me actually having friends. I know that's pathetic to say, but most of my friends play on console where I play on PC now. But group making actually goes a long way with the game. So it's fun. Maybe not for trios, but you could do matchmaking in trios, like if they bring in two. Maybe. Something like that. Or you could do group finding for trios. Do it for both, so that maybe they keep them both equally filled and they're able to have the same amount of queue time. That's just my thought. I like solo play. You guys already know Goyen's busted, so everyone says it. We're gonna go from there later, and I feel like playing good old Gerhard Schultz. I don't personally bring anything in, because all of that takes way too long to stack, and then I just end up losing it, and I find better gear anyways. So that's the problem I have with the higher tier armor, so. Alright, so the game isn't started yet. So I will just come over here really quick. Alright. So my problem here is in the pre-game, I am a strong believer that everything, and I will repeat this, everything should be able to be upgraded to maximum level so that people can see what the ability does at max. Like, keep it at starting at 1, but allow them to upgrade it. So like if they're coming in and they're like, oh, I like the way this ability works. Oh, that's cool. And then they're like, oh, that only does that amount of damage at rank 1, then that much at 2. Okay, what does this do? Oh, but they can only see 2. So unless they have all their abilities already at 2, they're not going to be able to see 3. And I don't know about you, but whenever I'm playing, I tend to max. I level everything to 1. I max the ability that does the most damage to 2. And then I max the ability that does the most damage to level 3, meaning that I have 3 1s and 1 3. And then I start making stuff at 2, if that makes any sense. Because if I do it another way, somebody usually lives with like that amount of damage from like, say, let's see, 328 to 790. Look at that. That's over a double increase just for getting that to 2. So I'm definitely gonna max that one over, say, maxing, 300 to 450. Not that good. Or the Tremble. I like the Tremble. The Tremble's cool. 900 to 1350. That's only 400. That's not double. And then this one, it needs to have a clear targeter, guys. Like, clear targeter, and you should be able to like have better control of where you're landing rather than honestly being able to jump back and forth. But that's a different category. We already went over that. So that's it. Oh, also, if you're gonna Q and you're gonna E, allow them to reset. Whatever you do or whatever you put on cooldown in the starting area, as soon as you turn into the Black Spirit before takeoff, reset everything. Like, the abilities get all reset because they get dropped to 0. But if I hit E right now and I turn into a Black Spirit because the game's about to start, guess what? That's still on cooldown. I can't use that. And especially if you're encouraging people to fight from bringing in items from the beginning, like, select what item you want to bring in, and then somebody accidentally uses this because they're dueling or playing around, they can't be aggressive out there if they don't have their Black Spirit and they don't have their flash. Or what do you guys call it? Blink? They just can't be as aggressive as they want to be. So there's that. The game should be starting momentarily. So I will start the video back up whenever the game starts. Ah, well, there it is. Never mind. Alright, so My next thing is, I love how you have all of these locations. I do. But I can't go to half of them because you guys already, as soon as you land, you immediately put the circle down in the same place every time. Like, every single time. Like, it should be up right now. Yeah, it's the same places every single time. Like, you know how cool it would be to actually be able to go up to Mage Tower, or maybe be able to climb it and find something at the top, or fight something, or a special ad or something. But I can't get up there, because if I go any further than this to Mage Tower, there's the Black Spirit thing, and then I end up dying. Oh no! Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, if you're gonna have all these wonderful locations that are reminiscent of BDO, pick around here and then adjust the circle every single time so that people can actually go visit, like, say, a little bit more of Heidel, or actually go all the way up to the Pumpkin Farm, go into Mage Tower. You have all of these wonderful roads and scenery already built. Just throw the extra ads in there and adjust your circle accordingly so that people aren't going to the same place every single time. So, like, say one time you expand out in the bottom, in the south, west. Yeah, southwest. And then people get to go to the Watchtower. They get to go to Serendia Shrine, the Glish. And then what that does is that eliminates Heidel and part of the Pumpkin Farm. And that could also maybe open up the Mage Tower. And by moving it to the southwest, you also eliminate the wheat plantation. So it gives them a little bit more versatility into where they're going to go. If that makes sense. I hope it does. I do like how you already have the circle established. It lets people know, hey, stay in here. But it also eliminates being able to go to the things on the outside, such as the Watchtower, Mage Tower. You can see some of the Pumpkin Farm, but you can't see all of it. There's like a whole back area to Heidel that I would love to explore and go to, because I personally like going to Heidel. The next thing I would like to see would be, I don't know how you guys do it or how you determine where the Shadow Lord spawns, but maybe I like how you guys have it random. But I like if it spawns the furthest away from everyone, that's cool. That's apparent. Red Dragon's cool. Maybe have the sealed relic thing spawn a little bit sooner. Just like a couple minutes, maybe a different circle time. After that, I would definitely say the ads. That's why. Look, see, I already have a Laverto. If I would have brought it in, I already outclassed it before I even stacked it. That was an accident. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the circle. The next thing is the ads. They have too much of an aggro circle, if that makes sense. And that if I run way over here and I happen to pass a javelin thrower, he's gonna follow me and he's just gonna keep chucking stuff at me. Like, allow them to lose aggro once you go a little bit closer of a distance. See, I already have a Laverto, and then this is Morgrim. Like, why? I don't understand why there's so many different things there. There should be like one set color to upgrade, and then go up higher, and then because you're still having to get 3 of every color before you can manually upgrade it, or you can still find the item. I also like the clones, if that's what they're called, in the like final 2 circles, final 3 circles. I like those clones. They are neat and they drop the yellow items. Maybe have them a little bit more scarce from like maybe the 3rd or 4th circle, but start from the 4th, and then like whenever like it's really, really small, maybe you should have them there, but not whenever there's 2 players, obviously. I hope that made sense. The next thing is it needs to be made apparent if it's just the little gray ads that give decent loot, or if it's because Because there is Shadow Assassins and what is it? Shadow Cavaliers up at they have them at near Heidel and some of the other locations. So my question is do those things happen to drop better loot any chance at all? Because it's not apparent if they do or not, but to me it seems like they do. Would you stop hitting me? Yes, I saw that guy. I'm not gonna go fight him though. I'm gonna go ahead and run to the other circle. But like the Shadow Cavaliers are, I don't know. It seems like those guys tend for me to actually drop better gear. Or better items, I should say. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe it's just my luck that I've been having by fighting them. So if they do happen to drop better items, make it apparent so that people know, hey, I want to fight these guys. And then you're going to have to sort them out throughout the map and not just put them at the named locations, because those will be like hot drops. And other than general balancing, I think I hit almost everything that I wanted to hit. Oh, there's that guy. Oh, also, I love how you can move while you're in Shadow Spirit form. I do. There is a small bug sometimes where whenever you're in the Shadow Spirit and you jump all the way up and you left click, your character just falls. It's a really hilarious animation, and I honestly love it, but I don't think it's intended. I'm probably dead here. Look. That's Goyen. I could have probably queued, but there was no need. It got everything I needed to say there. I did forget earlier that there's a small bug. I don't know if it's intended or not to be a bug, but whenever you start out in the starting area, if you happen to run into one of the walls, Goyen versus Goyen, they can't kill each other. They're both too OP. It's going to be a double knockout. So, if you're in the Black Spirit in the starting circle and you like hit a wall, you get stuck at the wall also. So take a look at that. Maybe at the starting area, whenever you're getting ready to deploy, make all of the walls not have a contact encounter thing or whatever it's called. I don't know. Make it so you can pass through them and people actually jettison away. Because before I thought I was facing the right direction and then I ended up going the other way. And it completely took me into a wall, and I just stayed in the starting area, and then I really had bad loot, and it was not that good because I don't think it was near one of the named locations, like I said, not like Heidel or the Pumpkin Farm that actually have good drop rates. So also maybe let's take a look at the drop rates all around the areas. Other than that, in general balancing, I think that you guys have a great game, and I hope you guys don't think I'm being overly critical of the game. I really just want it to succeed. And those are the issues I have and the things that I think should be suggested to be changed. Also, I can't wait to see what characters you guys bring. I really want to see the Dark Knight, hopefully soon. Because A, she's my favorite character. B, she's my favorite character. C, you got it. She's my favorite character. So I can't wait to see you guys implement other things into the game itself and like new characters and stuff. I just hope that you don't have to buy them, because that would be a really big turnoff for me, and to be honest, I probably wouldn't buy them because I know Black Desert's free. Why wouldn't you release free characters for this? So that's just it. It may seem a little nitpicky, but those are all important things that I think a bunch of people have already pointed out. That's about it. So I hope you guys have a good one. Pearl, please take a look at this video and please listen to the changes. I think they're all valid and they should be somewhat implemented in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, have a good one.